We came to the launch go. It was approved. 3, 2, 1, let's go!
What is going on, bike fam? It's Sisley, and this is Gateway Cup. Finally get a chance to try to test my fitness against a national level criterium, and it did not disappoint. Really crazy, scary weekend. Got to bump into a lot of fast and fun friends, basically. So let's hop right into it. Checking out the sauce data, about 50 minutes of racing, 27 mile an hour average, performing like a Cat 4. TSS it might be a little bit misleading here because this definitely felt harder than that. And it saddens me to know that I only achieved 2 hot dogs on this ride. So this was pretty cool. This is the biggest race I think I've ever done. And yeah, nerves are definitely there. And I think everybody's nerves are there kind of, because the first few laps really just, nothing crazy happens, nothing too spicy, but standard 4-corner crit. Every time we came around, there was a big surge in power. With that being said, let's cut ahead a little bit here. Before I get too far into this, I want to make a quick shout out to Logan, who is my teammate right ahead of me on CS Fellow. Dude's a champ. Literally on the drop of a hat. It's like, wait, you want to go to Gateway? Sure, let's go. Hotel? Go time. Just hops on and let's roll. And you know what? Like, awesome to work with him too. Like, sure, it was a little bit awkward having to hop into a hotel room together and just try to feel out strategy 2 versus 100, but you know, like, we were there and we set some goals, and I think we got pretty close to a couple of them. His objective was more to kind of sit in and feel it out to see how it would go for a sprint. And I was kind of more partial to trying to see if I could animate the race a little bit. And we're actually about to see that happen here. So I noticed everybody kind of would soft pedal through this section here, and I see that everybody's starting to swell up. And I'm like, okay, you know what? It's been 5 laps. Go time. And everybody just kind of lets me go. I just roll off the front here. Now, one thing that I haven't mentioned yet, this is actually a preem lap. And I figured everybody was gonna try to sit in and sprint for it, so let's see what happens if I go for it. And we've got a couple guys that get animated by this. This rider's obviously not interested in making the brake stick. Just sends it. Now we got 3 of us here. It looks like he's just sprinting all out for that preem, and I'm interested in the long haul here. This rider behind me was super strong, as you're about to see. I'm excited thinking the gentleman in front of us is going to want to work with the rest of us, or the other 2 of us. And when he pulls through, oh boy, just checks to see if I'm there.
You have everything going for you. You're on a gravy train with biscuit wheels.
All right, so let's saddle up and see how far the gravy train takes us. So after my companion in green and I have gone for a big long effort here in dig, we got an extra buddy here. Mr. Stripey Jersey here just rails it on the front and sticks with us. Looks like he's dedicated to the craft, so the gravy train has an additional pair of wheels. Let's see where we go. In trying to be creative here and cutting ahead, I'm just going by the laps. Now, we're about 3 seconds up from our fastest time of lap 5. Lap 6 was 2 seconds. So we're right on pace, keeping this going pretty hard here. And almost take out a cameraman there. And we finally start asking each other, hey, you all right? Don't know if we're going too hard, going too slow, something's overlapping wheels, but we're still going. So where do we clock for lap 8? All right, slowed down by about 5 seconds. So we're starting to waver a little bit, it looks. So we last about 3.5 laps. Foolishly, I think that we still have a gap, but as you can see, there's a couple riders that come up behind us. So the soft pedaling starts, and we just prepare to get reabsorbed. Just to keep this entertaining, I'll avoid the soft pedaling and cut ahead. It's right about here the usual Cat 4 antic starts, a little bit of sketch, a little bit of rubbing, but I guess that's kind of what happens when you have a 4-corner crit and everybody all amped up and nervous. Again, day 1. So we see a move go up the road, everybody reacts, and it's gonna get fast again. Pretty good communication in the pack when people are getting close to bumping. And right up there is Caleb Cannon from Automatic Milling Hearts. Real nice guy, kind of become Instagram friends with him lately. Kid strong. So as it starts to slow down, the swarm does start to happen and I get boxed in. And sometimes in bike racing, you don't get to really choose your line. You get the one that's given to you. This is where things get a little bit sketchy. Heart rate's a little high. And just some bad line choices. And luckily, I and my bike do not hit the deck, but definitely got some rubbing going on there. Let's take a quick look at what happened. Now, I've slowed it down a little bit. Our friend in the green from the brake looks like he chops the wheel by accident. And the next guy, who is also in the brake from me, almost gets taken out. And I dance and wobble my way in between this man and his bicycle. I am very lucky that none of these people ran into me when I crossed over. As you can see, a couple computer casualties here, but let's go check into the pit here, make sure everything's okay. I make a few friends in the pit, but real quick, shout out to Big Shark here. They were the neutral support, and I had to stop at their shop like 5 times with Logan. When I say 5 times, that's really not an exaggeration. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong with Logan's bike, and they were able to sort it out. But we checked, make sure everybody's okay together. Kim's getting ready for her race to my left. So let's see where we end up. After making sure everybody's okay and bikes are set, we try to get back into the race and sprint like the Dickens, because our race lives depend on it now. I just realized this guy's the same bike I had. Yep, so it's full gas, make sure we get reconnected. And obviously lap 18's lap counter looks a little off there. Should hit pause, my bad. So we're starting to get to the business end of the race, and people are starting to make some choice lines here. That I'm very fortunate that that overlap didn't happen, because I probably had my head down. And at this point, it's mostly me kind of coasting at the back. I've shot my shot, and I need to find Logan to see if I can help him kind of contest a little bit. About a lap later, I do find Logan. He's up here, and I'm on his wheel. And I gotta give him a little bit of kudos here, because he's a slippery dude. Like, he just seems to find his way through these packs where I have to kind of like gingerly make my way around and be very polite about it. But he just makes it. Now, our goal this weekend was try to have one of us end up in the top 10 at least one of these races. And I understand that my back camera has been kind of covering this up, but he's already up the road. So we're at Bell Lap, last corner, and I'm just barely hanging on at the back of this race here. I just have to hope that Logan freelanced it. Like, the people who won have already finished, and I'm pulling this Cat 5 thing where I'm sprinting for 25th, which is totally not smart. But, I mean, mistakes were made. But, I mean, let's cut over for a little bit and just talk about Kim's race. Hang on, I gotta fix this. Much better. Okay, so for those of you who don't know who my wife is, she just signed with Automatic, so the cat's out of the bag. And this weekend, she just straight up sent it.
Let's go, Kim! Let's go! Let's
Yes, Logan. She is definitely killing it. She got the green light from her coach to send it. Unfortunately, she didn't get the W, but definitely the fans and announcers loved it. But we got a couple more races from Gateway to go through, so feel free to hit that like and subscribe button, guys. Thanks for checking in.